about 8 skills that we are all going to be working on to better ourselves in this network marketing. We're talking about the first 2 tonight. I'm going to take one and Erin's going to take one. And over the next 4 weeks, we're going to be talking about these 8 skills that we all need to develop in ourselves in order to do really well at this business. You know, I think that sometimes in network marketing, a lot of us have just fallen into it on accident. I know that I did and Erin did. And so you don't really think about developing yourself and the skills that you need because you just think, well, like it's going great so far, or like I'm just kind of fell into this. But at my last job, I spent, it's very sad because they promoted me in June. And then they spent the next 6 months training me, and then I quit. But those 6 months were all about training me for this new position. And I put a lot of work into learning the skills I needed to be a fiduciary specialist. And I treated it like learning was my full-time job. And so now that we are in this business of Plexus, this network marketing business, I just think we really need to have that same mentality of looking at it like, how can I get the skills that I need in order to go far in this business, in order to make the very most of this opportunity that we've been given. Okay, so skill number 1 is finding prospects. I think a lot of us think that we're going to start this business, and we might have a few people in mind when we start. And I'll tell you that when I was thinking about the business, I did have a few friends that I thought, okay, we're going to do this, we're going to do it together. And I contacted those friends, and they said, nah, not going to happen. And so luckily, not that they were my backup, but my next couple people that tried it, Erin wasn't with me from the beginning, but my next couple people that tried it, they did want to do the business. But I think a lot of people start and think, oh, I have these 3 friends, I'm going to contact them. And then if they say no at the very beginning, they just think, okay, well, now what? Like, that was it. That was my whole plan. And kind of having a mentality of like, we're just going to get lucky, we're going to hit the right person, and my business is going to take off like crazy. And that happens to very few people in this business. Very few people just have their first people take off like crazy. And so what we need to do is we need to sharpen our skills of finding prospects. So let's see. The first thing we're going to do, so there's 4 things that we're going to do in order to sharpen our skills of finding prospects. The first one is we're going to make, I'm sure you guys have heard this, you could probably all shout it out with me. We're going to make a comprehensive list. And this is a list of people that you know. It doesn't have to be the people with the best personalities. It doesn't have to be the people who you think are the most popular. I think that's what people think, like, people do well at this business if they have tons of friends. But I have heard of diamonds that had 40 friends on Facebook when they started this company. I have heard of diamonds that live in teeny, teeny, tiny towns that have absolutely exploded their business. And so we want to make a list of people we know. And we want to make a list, write every single person down. If they're 18, if they're 98. If they hate network marketing, if they love network marketing. If they hate you, write them down. If they come into your head, write them down, because you do not know what God is going to do in their life, what's going to happen in their life where they're going to need these products. And I think it's super, super important what we call this list. Okay, so I was reading this book. I can't even think of what it was right now, but he was saying that it's probably Entrepreneur Roller Coaster, because I feel like that's the only book I ever quote. Isn't it, Kathy? That's funny. Whenever I say it's a book, I'm like, I wonder what book that was. Entrepreneur Roller Coaster. Okay, so I was reading a book, who knows which one. Apparently, I've only read one in my entire life. And it was saying that he used to call his list the kill list. And I don't know why he called it the kill list. I think because it was just like check, check, check. He was killing off his list. And his mentor looked at it and was like, well, there's your problem. Like, if you're thinking of your potentials as a kill list, like, you do not have the right motivation. So I labeled my list people I want to see helped. these are the people I want to see helped by the products. These are the people that I want to see helped by the business. Because if you are just checking off people because you want to make more money, you want to rise to the top, that is not going to get you far, because people are going to see that in you and they're really not going to want anything to do with it. But if you have the mentality of these are the people that need help, and guess what? Everybody honestly needs this business. The more I talk to people, I'm not the business and the products. The more I see people, everyone has health issues. Everyone has money problems. And so there are so many people out there that need our help. So this is going to be a comprehensive list of every single person you know. I was reading a book and they were saying Harvey Mackay, it was not Entrepreneur Roller Coaster that was talking about this. He wrote a book called How to Swim with the Sharks Without Being Eaten Alive. And he said that his dad sat him down at 18 and he said, okay, son, from now on, every single person you meet, wherever you're at, get their contact information. That was before Facebook, so now it's super easy. Get their contact information and find a creative way to follow up with them. And so I think that's one of the things we really, really, really need to work on, is getting the contact information of everybody we meet. And I'm going to tell you that sometimes God's going to use that, not even for Plexus. If you meet somebody and you get their contact information, this has happened to me several times. My husband and I are starting a church, and so maybe I'm talking to somebody and I'm thinking, you know, they're going to need Plexus. They're going to need Plexus. I'm going to follow up with them. Well, it turns out they need Jesus. Like, I'm able to follow up with them. They're able to come to my church, you know, so you're going to be able to better these people's lives, whether it's Plexus, whether it's friendships. But anyway, so this guy, Harvey Mackay, he did that for all his life. Everyone he met, he got their contact information, and then he found creative ways to follow up with them and stay in contact with them. And he actually had like 12,000 friends when he died. And that was not 12,000 Facebook friends. That was 12,000 friends that considered him an asset to their lives, considered him somebody that had poured into their lives. And to me, that sounds exhausting. Like, I just can't even imagine having 12,000 friends that you're pouring into their lives. But this guy had a network of people that he drastically changed their lives. And so I think that is super. And, you know, even Celeste Gwen, she said that when they asked how long, you know, she's been working at this business, she said, I don't remember how old she was, 37, something like that. 37? Okay, I think that's what you're saying. 37 years, because that's how long she had been making friends, and that's how long she had been pouring into people. So her network came from simply people that she's made a difference in their lives. Okay, so number one, we're making a comprehensive list. We are not excluding anyone from this list. Don't worry about right now what you're going to do with it. We're going to talk about that later and in the weeks to come. But right now, you're going to make that list. So number two, you made your list. Now look at it again and think about all those people who they know. So everyone's heard that, like, we are 6 degrees away from anybody on the earth. And I don't know if you have ever looked at just a random person on Facebook. I don't know why I do that, like creeper. I don't know why I do that. But I sometimes look at like random people on Facebook and I'll notice, oh my gosh, we have 5 of the same friends. Like, and I have no idea who this person is. So it is so true that we are connected to almost everyone on earth within 6 degrees. And so, and I actually think it's less, I've heard less than that. But anyways, so look at your list and then think of who they know. And remember, you're thinking of these people that we're going to help, not people that are going to, you know, make us rich, or people that we're going to get, but people that we have the potential to help. Okay, so number 2 is look at your list and think of the people they know, and you're going to keep expanding. Okay, so number 3, you are going to continually expand your list every day. A good goal is to add 2 people a day to your list. 2 people. Now that might sound like a lot, but for me, I am on this moms group. It's a Facebook moms group, and it has like 4,000 people on it. And they're all in Beaumont, Banning, and Cherry Valley. And so every day, women are posting on there their heartaches. Women are posting on there just advice. And I just go on there, whoever's posting that day, friend. And they friend me. They accept my friendship because we have a common thing. We both live in Banning. We both live in Beaumont. I've actually just had somebody. I actually had somebody message me about the church and about Plexus on the same day, or about the same lady at the same day for that. And she ended up coming to my church, and now she's on my team. She signed under somebody else because I didn't follow up in time, but she's still on my team. So I'm totally happy about that. And so that's how I do it. And also just people I meet, I make it a point to go sit at Ellie's practice. Sit instead of sit in the car and work, which I did do tonight because I was getting ready for this meeting. But I go down there and I sit and I start a conversation, and it's like old school talking to people. It's amazing. It still works, and people are everywhere. I remember one time I pulled into the gas station with my husband, and he's a pastor. And so I said, "Why are you going inside? Like, why don't you just stay out here and pump the gas?" He's like, "Because there's people inside, and I'm going to go inside and I'm going to meet people." And so that's just a great mentality to have. If you can add 2 people a day, if you do it 6 days a week, that is 600 in a year. So you added 600 in a year, that's 3,000 new friends in 5 years. And so 3,000 new friends, and guess what? You don't have to bombard these people. Like, I sit by the lady at Ellie's swim practice. I strike up a conversation, and I say, "Hey, are you on Facebook?" I don't mention Plex. If she asks me, I mention Plexus, and sometimes they're interested right away, but sometimes they're just interested in what you're doing. Well, now she's my Facebook friend, and now she's seeing me post about Plexus, about my life, how my life has changed. And when you're out and about, I will also say, be wearing Plexus stuff. I need to work on this more, because now I've found that my Lexus is my what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not sure. But, instead of wearing a hat, I'm driving my Lexus, and that has brought me a lot of attention and a lot of like, oh, what's going on? Like, I want a Lexus too, and I can't, because people ask me anyways, even without the Plexus logo on it. So let people know that you are part of Plexus, and wear your shirt, wear your hat. People are going to ask you about it. So 2 people a day, we're always expanding that list that we want. And people who do the best in this type of company are just always constantly making friends. They're always making friends. They're always meeting new people, and that is actually a lot of fun. And I know some people don't have that natural personality, and I think honestly we can do it a lot online. You got to expand. If you are interested in scrapbooking, join an online scrapbooking group. Facebook has made it so easy to make new friends, and they are people that are going to be seeing your feeds over and over again and start to get interested in Plexus. And then you can wait. I've made friends, and then suddenly they will post on Facebook, I can't believe it. I have to go back to work. I want to stay home with my babies. And then that's the time where I message them and I say, "You know what? I saw that you want this. I just need to tell you my story. I was able to come home from work. I'm able to stay home with my babies. Are you interested in something like that?" So you don't have to pounce and puke Plexus all over them right away. The whole point is just to start developing friendships, developing relationships. Okay, so number 3 was constantly expand your list, 2 a day. And then number 4 is network on purpose. So there comes a time where your friends have heard about Plexus. You have talked to all your friends about Plexus. You're adding those 2 a day, but you can do even more. You can network on purpose. And this is where you go. And honestly, there's networking groups. I went to a few networking groups, and I want to start going more regularly now that I'm home and things seem to have settled down. But they're amazing. You go and you meet new people, and they are even helping you expand your business, and you're helping them. But if not a networking group, then some sort of organization that you can volunteer at, some sort of group that you can get involved in. Instead of just staying home, get out there, make new friends, do new things, and expand your network. Just by going and becoming involved in your kids' soccer team, you suddenly have 20 moms that are now in your network that were not there before. And so I think there are just tons and tons of ways that we can continually expand that list. Friend them on Facebook, stay in contact with them, just like their stuff. Don't you have those friends on Facebook that are like just always liking your stuff, always commenting? And I just feel like, gosh, they're like the nicest Facebook people. And so you want to be that person, always engaged in their lives and interested in their lives, and your network is going to start to grow and grow and grow, and you're going to become skilled at finding prospects in this business. And Erin is going to tell us number 2.
All right. Okay, so I am talking to you about how to actually make the invitation to the opportunity, whether it's to an event online or in person, whether it's the opportunity that is the business, or whether it is an opportunity to try the products. So there's a few things really I think that are most important, and that is your perspective. First and foremost, you are a farmer, you are not a hunter. If people feel hunted by you, they are going to run, because that's what hunted prey does. It runs away. So you cannot, that's why we need to be so careful about not spamming our friends. I mean, Plexus is a natural part of our life. We want it to be you want to be proud of it, but in the same way you're proud of your family, in the same way you're proud of your accomplishments, you are a messenger of hope. So seeing this as just a part of your life naturally, and that you are a farmer, what do? They plant seeds, they fertilize, they water, they eventually harvest. Some harvests are fast, some harvests are slow. Detach from the outcome. Sometimes you plant seeds and they never grow. Detach from the outcome. Then that's a seed that didn't grow. But you never know. Sometimes they sprout when things happen like you go emerald. So keep that in mind. Secondly, you are not a shark. We'll put it in a different perspective. You are a coach, you are a consultant, you are an educator. If you see yourself as you are just presenting and I don't even like the word presenting, because then it sounds like you're standing up on stage. All you're doing is offering an opportunity. You're educating about the opportunity that's available, and you're offering the opportunity. And that's it. Now it's up to them whether they say yes or no. But it's your responsibility to let them know it's even out there. So we're going to talk about that in a minute. Okay, so how do you do this? Well, we know, sometimes it is so hard to get people to events. I mean, you invite 20 people, you're lucky if one shows up. You'll have 10 people say yes, and you're lucky if one of them shows up. People are fickle. It's unfortunate, but life gets in the way. And remember that Plexus, they are not plexified yet. They have not become so immersed and obsessed because they haven't had the amazing experience yet. They're not a product of the product yet like you are, or a product of the opportunity yet. So you have to remember that even though people say they might come, they might not come. And you just love them where they're at. So what do you do instead? And that's where online opportunity events happen. That's where you can do things like pajama parties, like Amber was talking about, things like that. But there's one other way that we really should be utilizing all the time that I bet 95% of us are not. And that is sample packs. We have decision packs available in the back office. Either you use it as a business write-off and you give it away free, or you tell somebody, hey, it's $12 to try it, or 2 for 10, or 2 for 20. And half the time people will buy it from you for 2 for 20. It's no big commitment. They get 6 days worth of product that way. Buy the 3-pack of Slim and Accelerator, or buy a 7-pack of Slim and sell them. And that can often be enough to get somebody on board. My very first purchase was a 3-day trial. My very first purchase. I still have the bag in my desk, in my drawer next to my bed, because I don't want to ever forget how effective that trial was. It was enough for me to say, I think I need to try this longer. Okay, so don't ever underestimate that. Now, I'm going to kind of teach you when you are offering anything to them, an event, a trial pack, the opportunity, anything, how to go about it in such a way that you can have success. Now, remember, every single person is individual. Every single circumstance is individual. Every single time you invite somebody is different. So there are no true magic words that's going to get you the yes every single time. I mean, there are words you can use, but it's more about perspective and presentation. And I don't mean the words you use. I mean how you are presenting you. So here we go. Number one, no matter what, before you send that message, before you make that phone call, before you have that coffee date, you must detach from the outcome. This is a seed you're planting, and it may or may not grow. Now, I still think you need to go into it with a full expectation that they are going to say yes, because then that builds your confidence. But no matter what happens, you detach from the outcome emotionally. It's no big deal. If they say no, you just go on and keep being friends, because that's what you are. That's what you are at the core, is a friend. Okay? Number two, you're going to be authentic. You're going to be you. You're going to tell your story. You're going to make it brief, and you're going to be authentic. And you're going to compliment them authentically. For example, when you are talking about, hey, I really want to talk to you about, or I'd really like to talk to you about this new business I'm doing. And the reason I like to talk to you is because I know you know a lot of people, and you have an amazing network, and you are so good at relationships. I just know you must know someone who could be helped. You're not putting any pressure on them to purchase at that moment, and you're complimenting them for their amazingness at friendships or whatever it is. So be authentic in who you are. Be authentic in your compliment of them. Be excited. Remember what you have. Remember what you have. Most people who make fun of or say no, they do not understand. Plain and simple. They have a limited understanding and a limited belief on what the opportunity is. Your job is to do your best to educate them in an authentic, detached, but excited way. And then finally, be confident. This is where you change your mindset. This is where before you message them, before you talk to them, before you get on the phone with them, before you walk out the door in your plexus shirt, you have changed your mindset to be excited, to be confident in who you are. You are not a kitten. You are a lion. You are powerful. You are strong. You are bold. You are you, but you are a better you. So every single message you ever send to anyone, even if someone has come to you first about Plexus and you're following up, you assume every single time you follow up with them, this is the day they're going to buy. I actually tell myself that before I send a message. This is the day they're going to buy. I'm so excited. I'll even say it out loud. And then I type up my message and send it. Because it changes the tone of your wording. You may think your wording is perfect, and you may think your wording is not timid. But if you have a timid attitude, I can guarantee you that timidity will come out in the message that you type up. So be confident. Okay, now, a couple of things. You can follow what GoPro Eric Worre talks about in doing a message. He is very, very particular in the steps you can take in sending a message to someone or calling them about an opportunity. I'm not going to go over it here because you should have this book. This should be at your home. So this is an important, so his wording is so good. I'm not going to go over it right now because you can do it yourself. But I want to put a couple of other things. Remember, you are not convincing or cajoling someone. You are finding a need that they have, and you are filling it. So when you are out and about, like what Amber's talking about, or you're online and you're looking at that friend list, you're asking yourself this question. Listen closely. What need do they have that I can fill? If you have that thought in each one of your lists, that will make you listen, that will make you watch, and makes you a better friend, because that means you're listening more than talking into what their needs are, okay? So let's see, what else do I want to say? You are looking, when you look at that list, here's a second point, you are looking for people who are looking. The person who says they're sick to death of their job. The person who says, I really wish I could spend more time at home. The person who says, I really wish I could get my kids out of public school and put them in private. The person who misses a day a week because of a migraine. You're talking about the person a week who, is late because they have this conflicting schedule with something else. It's, whatever it is, you're listening to people. So you are finding a need, and you are going to help fill it with Plexus, because we know that Plexus talks, it covers it all. It covers health, it covers finances, it covers friends, it covers community, guys. That is so important. And it covers self-development. So it covers everything a human being really needs and what we strive for and what we look for. So think about that when you have that opportunity in your hand that you're going to be presenting to someone. Okay. What else do I want to talk about? Okay, one more thing, and then I'm going to close it up. If you are always presenting every Facebook post, every Facebook message, every Instagram message or post, every conversation you have, everywhere, if you come from a perspective of serving, of service to people, it will take away the awkwardness of what you're doing. You will stop feeling, so many people do not offer the opportunity to others because they see themselves as a hunter. You're not. If you see yourself as a hunter, you have got to change your mindset. You have got to change your mindset. You are a farmer who is planting seeds, and you're offering the little tiny seed, you're offering a place to grow. And a farmer serves those plants. He really does. It takes time and sacrifice, and he looks at the plant and says, what does it need next? Does it need water? Does it need fertilizer? Does it need more sun? Does it need less sun? Does it need pruning? There's all these little things. What does each person need? So if you look at this, your business, from a perspective of service, how you are serving someone by offering this opportunity, everything changes. Everything. Your boldness, your confidence, your mindset, your belief, all of it changes. So that's my challenge to you. No matter what your conversation is going to be, when you look at your list of people, come at it from the idea of service and filling a need. The end. Do we have any questions?